In this video, I'm going to explain an Amazon FBA product launch strategy, or in other words, how to rank your product successfully on Amazon. So this method that I'm going to talk about is new, it's not very well known, but it's incredibly powerful. What's up guys, welcome to the video. If you're new to this channel, if this is your first time here, welcome. My name's Myles and I'm a 7-figure a year Amazon FBA seller. So I've gone from zero to just under $2 million in less than 2 years, which is a pretty quick period of time. But one thing that I've definitely learned is that launching your product, knowing how to launch your product correctly is absolutely critical. It's been absolutely critical to the success of my own business and being able to grow so quickly. Now, the reason that I'm making this video for you today is that I've just changed the way that I'm launching my own products. Now, this method that I'm going to show you is going to use Facebook ads, and it's also going to use a messenger bot called Manychat. Now, this is the critical part of the method, and it's one of the reasons why this method works so much better than almost any other method out there. You've probably heard of using, Viral Launch or ZonJump or JumpSend, services like that to launch your product. This method that I'm going to teach you is much, much cheaper. It's much more effective. And you also don't have to deal with hijackers and things like that are becoming bigger and bigger problems with those methods. And this method is so powerful because at the end of it, you're going to have an audience already built up that knows your brand and knows your product that you can use to rank more keywords, to launch more products, to get more reviews, to basically do anything. So this is really, really cool, and I'm really excited to share this with you guys today. But first, guys, I have one request, and that's if you find value in this, you do learn something from it, then you give me a thumbs up, smash the like button, and subscribe to the channel as well. I really appreciate it, and it shows me that it's worthwhile doing these videos for you guys. And one last thing, if you're loving this content, but you're looking for more structured guidance to help you along your Amazon FBA journey, I'm putting together an exclusive training program. It's called the Nomad Accelerator. So if you're looking to accelerate your own Amazon business, whether it's to get to 6 figures or 7 figures a year like I've done, then click the first link in the description down below and sign up for that, and I'll reach out with further details. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna hop into my computer now, and I'm gonna show you this secret Amazon FBA product launch strategy, how to rank your product on Amazon. Okay, so the core concept that you need to understand if you're launching a product is sales velocity. So sales velocity is what tells Amazon that a product is worth ranking and moving up to the top for each keyword. It's basically sales attributed to that keyword. And the only way to do that when you have a brand new product, or the main way to do that when you have a brand new product, is to get traffic in by paying for it some way, shape or form, right? So the way that we're going to do this is using a Facebook ad. So that is going to be how we're paying to get traffic in, and then we're actually going to give away the units at a 90% discount. You can do this, with different discounts, but 90% really just works the best. But the thing that's different about this strategy is we're going to use Manychat now. And again, I've said that's the key to all of this, because at the end of this, we don't just start back at zero and we want to do this again. We're going to end up with a list of people who we have their Facebook contacts, and we can actually go in and through your Facebook page, you can go and start conversations with these people. Whereas on Amazon, you're very, very limited with the things that you can say to people. When it's through Facebook, you have complete control. So in this case, we're using Manychat to deliver our coupon code to each of these customers. And we're also going to deliver the URL to the customer. So the URL we're going to use is a 2-step storefront URL. And that's critical as well, because that's what allows us to direct this sale to a particular keyword, because we know we want to rank for specific keywords, not just any keyword at all, or no keyword. And then through Manychat Messenger, they're going to go onto Amazon and they're going to buy the product using the discount code that we gave them and the URL that we gave them. So to get this done, we need to make sure that we have a few things in place to just make this a really smooth and easy process. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to know the keyword that we want to rank. We need to know the amount of units that we have to give away, and also the discount percentage. And I said we'll be using 90 in this case. Then we're going to start tracking those keywords. You can do this manually, or you can use software to do that. I'll talk about that in a sec. Then we have to create that storefront URL that I mentioned, which is the link that we actually direct the customers through. We also have to create the Amazon promotions to actually create those promo codes, and I'll show you all of this in a second. Very important, and I've highlighted this here, we need to set up our inventory protection. So that stops people from buying more than one unit, because if you don't set a limit and you're giving away these coupon codes at 90%, what will happen is people will just buy all of your inventory and you'll run out of stock and you'll lose all of your money, and that will be it really. So that's an incredibly important step. Step 6, then we set up the messenger bot, and step 7, we set up the Facebook ad campaign. And then step 8, we turn it all on and let it run, and that's how we launch. So I'm going to walk you through these one by one. Okay, so step one, we need to select the keyword and the giveaway amount and the discount percentage. Now I said the discount would use 90%, so we're gonna go with that. Keyword and giveaway amount, I actually talked about this in a lot more detail in this video up here, which is sort of the part one to this video, because there's a fair bit to it, more than what I'm gonna show you right now. But in this case, I'm gonna use an example, and I'm gonna say that for this whole process, we're gonna do yoga pants for women, or sorry, workout pants for women, and I'm gonna do the keyword workout pants for women, okay? So the way to find out the quantity that we need to give away per day, there's a number of different tools that can tell you the estimated giveaway quantity, and this varies a bit from tool to tool, but the one that I'm gonna show you will be Jungle Scout, Keyword Scout, and I'm gonna leave a link to all of these tools that I use down below in the description so you can find them yourself. I already have an account, so let me log in. And then we're gonna go to the Keyword Scout, type in the keyword that we're interested in ranking for. And again, do check out that video that I put up before, because I do talk about which keyword you should be ranking for, because there is a bit of an art to that. But in this case, we're looking at workout pants for women. And Jungle Scout says 34 units per day. So we're gonna give away 34 units per day for workout pants for women at 90% off. Okay, so step one is now done. Let me just cross this out to make it easier. Okie dokie. So step two, start tracking keywords. You can do this manually if you want to, and just go and check your product each day. Or there are a number of different ways that we can do this. I will show you with Helium 10. Now, I don't actually pay for Helium 10. They have a free plan. Let me see if we can find it here. So again, I'm on the free plan right now. I haven't used their program before. I actually use Selix, which is a different tool to track all of my products, all of my profit, everything. So that's my like all-in-one tool. Helium 10 is pretty similar, but I don't have experience with it. But they have a free plan, and you can track up to 20 keywords for free. So I recommend that you probably sign up for Helium 10 on the free plan if you just want to track, a few keywords over time. The reason why I recommend Helium 10 over Selix for this is because Selix doesn't actually have very good keyword tracking. So Helium 10 does it better, and you can see down here, keyword tracker here. So you just go in there, add in your keyword, and actually add in a few extra keywords as well, because what you want to see is you're going to rank for one particular keyword, but here's a little tip. All of the keywords that are in your title and elsewhere in your product, but really in your title, there's actually this halo effect. So when you get a sale for any of those keywords, not just this one, not just workout pants for women, I think it was, all of the other ones that are in that title are actually going to get a keyword boost as well, a ranking boost as well. So if I show you an example, let's say this one, doesn't even have workout pants for women. But in this case, if we were ranking this product for workout pants for women, see how it also says yoga pants for running, that keyword would get another boost, even if we're ranking for this other keyword. So that's just something interesting to note. And it's a good reason to track a whole bunch of your primary keywords so you can see that effect happening in real time. Okay, so I'm assuming you've gone into Helium 10, or if you have another method of doing this, that's fine. But I'm assuming you've started tracking that keyword. So that's step 2 done. Now, step 3, we're going to create a 2-step storefront URL. And I also have a video about this up here. So click on that one. There are a number of different ways of doing this. The one that I'm going to use is using Zon Pages. Okay, so I'll leave another link for this down below. And we're going to go to the URL creator tool, and then we can click here and create URL. The reason why I recommend using Zon Pages is because it does a number of different things. So in this example, we're only ranking one keyword, but Zon Pages actually lets you do a rotator and rank multiple keywords at once, which is really cool, maybe further down the line. But what I also like is that you can add in your affiliate ID, so you can track and get money back basically for all of these sales that you make. And you can also add a Facebook pixel ID and a tracking ID. Now this is more advanced stuff, maybe for future videos. I'm going to talk about these in future videos, by the way. So if you want to know more about this stuff and sort of the value that can be unlocked by using these, then do click that subscribe button. So I use Zon Pages, and I'm going to show you now the free version, or the free alternative as well, that doesn't have these features, but you don't have to pay for it. Okay, so to create your keyword ranking storefront URL, you need to go to your storefront. So I'm going to pick one at random, and then going to pretend that this is the product that I want to rank. So I'm going to pick this one. Okay, so here you need to click sold by and then the seller name, which will be your seller name, your seller storefront, and click on that there. And then we're going to go into this button up here where it says storefront. And now that we're in the storefront, what we need is the merchant ID. So that's this here. So let me copy this in right here. I'm going to go back to Zon Pages and just type that in there. And then the keyword that we wanted was, what was it? Workout pants. Workout pants for women. Oops. Make this 100%. And then type in the ASIN. So again, given that this is an example, I'm going to say that we're ranking this ASIN. So I'm going to grab this ASIN. So this is my product that I want to rank. And I don't have a Facebook Pixel ID for this case, but I actually do use it in real life. So I do recommend that you get these. It gives you basically access to your audience down the track. Right, that's it. So Zon Pages has given us this two-step URL. So this is the URL that we're going to give to our customers that are clicking on our Facebook ad. We give them this URL with the promo code, and they have to click through this link. That's absolutely important, or this whole thing won't work. So we have this one, and if you don't want to sign up for Zon Pages, then Helium 10. Again, I'm going to leave all of these links down below, but it's helium10.com/gems, and you can go down here to number 4. Whoops, go away. So we scroll down to here, which is number 4, two-step via storefront, and then we add in these same details. So we wanted the ASIN, whoops, that's the merchant ID, that same merchant ID, and then your product ASIN, which was this one. And then here we also need to add in the keyword. So I keep forgetting what it was, workout pants for women. All right, so let's generate that and then click it to check whether it's working. Cool, so it works. So what we're checking here is it our storefront? Is it our ASIN, the correct one? And the most important thing, is the keyword that we're ranking for, is it up here? And is it showing, just this keyword search result? Because if this isn't in the search bar, then we won't be ranking for this keyword. And again, this whole process won't work, okay? So that's the URL. Go back and we can just copy that and save that URL, or the one that you got from Zon Pages, however you want to do it. So that is step 3 done. So we have our two-step storefront URL. Next step 4, we're going to go into Amazon. We're going to create a promotion for 90% off for our particular ASIN, and then we're going to generate promo codes. And bear with me, I might have to blur a few things here because I'm just going to do this from my seller account. So let me open that up. So I'm here now in my Seller Central account, and you would need to go to advertising and then promotions, advertising promotions to here. And then we want to go to create a promotion. So we want to go to percentage off. Go create. So now that we're here, we want buyer purchases at least 1. So that's fine. And then the purchase items, that will be a product selection that we have to create. So I'm going to click that here. And then we go create product selection. Click it again. Doesn't seem to want to work. Oh, sorry. So we're going to go to ASIN list, create product selection. And then we'll add that ASIN before. And you know what? I keep forgetting these. So I'm going to just create a little list for myself. ASIN, storefront URL, and keyword, just so that I can remember this for myself. So the keyword was workout pants for yoga, and our ASIN is this one. Copy that. And this was the storefront URL, but I'm going to use the Zon Pages one because I like it better. Copy. And add that in here. Okay, so getting back to the product selection then, all we have to do is add in this ASIN here. And you can call this whatever you want. I normally call the tracking ID and the internal description the same thing, just for my own reference. They don't really make any difference, so I'm going to call this, well, test 1 and test 1, okay? So let's create that, submit. And now that you've created that product selection, it will show up in this purchased items menu. And so you can click down and select that one, okay? Now the next one is buyer gets % off, set that to 90, and applies to purchased items is fine. Advanced options, you can leave that alone. That's just like for setting tiered pricing, which we don't need in this case. Now start date and end date. Now I will just start it to start now, it's okay. And then end date, Depending on when you want these to expire, you can always come back in here and edit this, but I'm just gonna set it in 1 year from now. Just so I know that I won't have any problems with the coupons expiring when I didn't want them to expire, okay? So I would normally come in and cancel these afterwards when they're all done, when the promotion's done. Internal description, I'm just gonna call this test, 90% off, and I will also call this the same thing. Now here's the important part, we need to get this right. So let's go claim code, single use, all right? It's dangerous. I've seen people recommend that you use group just because it's easier, and it does make this a little bit easier, but you can't control a group coupon code. So that's incredibly dangerous, and using none is silly. So basically single use, or you're risking yourself getting into a lot of trouble and having your inventory wiped out. Same with this checkbox. We need this to be 1 redemption per customer. Then we're gonna have claim code combinability, also needs to be exclusive. So all of these things are around making sure that somebody can't come and just buy everything you have with 1 code or with no code or however you set it. It needs to be single use, 1 redemption per customer, and exclusive. Customizing messaging, don't worry about it. What you do need to check is that the detail page display text, there's no tick box here, because what happens is if this is ticked, and I don't believe you can do it when you have a single use code, but if you do see that ticked, what that means is that your code that you've put in this promotion will show up on the listing page. So anyone, you won't control who can see it, anybody who views that listing can use the promotion. So just check that, make sure it's not ticked, it should be unticked, and we'll be good. So we're gonna review that. It will give you a little bit of an alert saying the promotion you've entered is more than 70% discount, and that's correct. So they're just looking out for you, but we want to submit. Okay, so your promotion has now been created. So the next step then is to go in and create these promo codes. So we can go into manage promotions. And what you'll see is that it actually won't be active yet. So it'll be pending. So this may be blurred out, but you go to search and then it says promotion status, go to pending, click search, and you'll see your one here. So here it's test 90%. So you can edit it, you can copy this and make another one, or you can view. So in this case, we want to view, go into view. And then up the top here, you'll see next to manage promotions, you'll see manage claim codes. So this is what we want to click on. And then here is where you generate the claim code. So I don't really name these descriptively because you never look at it anyway. So I'm just going to call this 100 codes. Actually, I'm going to call it 500. And then quantity is the number of unique codes that will be generated. So I'm going to generate 500. So the recommended quantity was 34, and it's going to be either for 8 days, or with this method, you can actually do this over whatever period of time you choose. So I'm going to generate, you would need at least around 340. I'm going to generate 500 just so that I have some extra, because it doesn't hurt. So I'm going to create those 500 claim codes. And then it should go pretty quickly. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a time to have this download button appearing, but you can just click download and then that will save a text file with all of these codes in it. So that'll be a zip file. If we can just open that and then click on the text file with the funny name, and this will actually be 500 codes. So as you can see, 500 codes. So we're going to save this for now, go back into our step-by-step list, and that's step 4 done. So we've now generated the promotion. So remember, it's going to take 4 hours to kick in that actual promotion. So if you do this really quickly, you'll have to wait a little bit. But we've got the promo codes done. Now, step 5, set up inventory protector. And again, I'm going to have to blur my screen a little bit to show you an example. This is highlighted. Again, I can't stress this enough. You need to go into your inventory page, into your manage inventory, go into edit listing, and then change the max order quantity to 1. Because if you don't do this, then somebody can use one coupon code, any one of these codes, and they can order 100, for example. And so that's great, you'll rank really well, but you run out of stock and you'll lose all of your money. So let me just show you how to do that. So we're back in Seller Central and we go to Inventory, Manage Inventory. And then once we're here on the Manage Inventory page, we go to our product and we go to Edit here on the right. And then in the Edit Inventory page, we scroll down to Max Order Quantity, and we're going to set that to 1. Once that's done, we can click Save and Finish. Now, when you've done that, you'll come back to your Manage Inventory page and you'll see it'll say updates have been submitted. for your own safety, please check back in about 30 minutes, go onto your page and then check whether you can actually add more than one to cart, because if you can do that, then this hasn't worked, okay? So I'll show you what I mean. So what I mean is this, okay guys, so if you add your product to cart and you try and change the quantity to 10 plus, it should pop up and say that this seller has a limit of 1 per customer. So if you've done that and you have that message, make sure that you do check, then you've successfully done step 5, set up your inventory protector. Okay, so let me cross that out. All right, now we're gonna get into the meat of it. Now we're gonna set up our Manychat messenger bot. So we're in Manychat. I've actually just signed this up as a free account. However, to do this, you will need a pro account, which is, it's like $10 a month. It's really not much. And it's really, really worthwhile because you can do this. Again, all of those things you can do all comes out of this Manychat messenger bot. So once you have this, I guarantee that the $10 a month will seem like nothing. It's almost free for what you get. So anyway, you're here on this dashboard. You'll have to create an account. And then we're going to go to growth tools. And basically we're going to go to new growth tool up here. Not sure why it just refreshed. Scroll down to Facebook ads JSON. Okay, now I'm just going to call this something. I'm going to call this test 90% giveaway. And then let's go to edit. Now this layout is to me a little bit confusing. So I like to click here and go to the flow builder. And so there is really a lot you can do with Manychat. And in this tutorial, I'm only really just going to go step by step through the basics to get you doing this. But I do recommend that you look into this, you follow some other more detailed tutorials just about using Manychat in general. Again, I'm just going to show you like the most simple and most basic pathway to getting these ads working. Okay, so the way it will work, the way that I described before, it goes from the Facebook ad. And so they're coming into the Facebook ad, they're seeing it, your customers are seeing it, and they're basically recognizing that they want your product at a discount. And there'll be a little call to action saying like, click here. And so when they click it, what happens is the message pops up immediately on their screen. And I'll show you an example in a second. But what we're doing right now is we're just setting up the conversation that happens between the customer who clicked on the ad and this messenger bot. So it's basically an automated series of messages, and we can control this in a lot of really cool ways. But let me just set this up and then I'll show you an example. So the first one will be they've clicked on it and I'm just going to go, hi, are you interested in our, what was the product? We're selling workout pants for women. Hi, are you interested in our workout pants for women? 90% off for today only. And guys, I'm just making this up as I go along. You can probably optimize this a little bit and make this more customer friendly and make it seem more real. But at the same time, I mean, simple is good. Remember that this is popping up like a text message, like, you know, like friends are messaging them on Messenger. So it's nice if you can kind of blend in a bit, which means like use emojis, keep the messages short, but also they're getting something at 90% off. So when I did this, I've had almost like 100% follow through rate of people who go through, or at least like 80 to 100% rate of people going through these messages. So with something like this, where you're literally just giving them free products, almost free, I don't think this wording matters too much. So I'm just gonna get this done really quickly, and you can use this as a template if you want, and if not, then yeah, just test your own. So this first message is done, and now we need a way for them to continue the conversation, because they can actually type messages back to us, but it doesn't trigger anything with the bot unless we program it separately. So right now, we just want simple, like 2 buttons, 2 options, or 1 option even with each message to just push them down this line so that they end up going to Amazon and buying our product. We can do that either here using the add button or quick reply. Now I prefer quick reply because it looks more natural. So actually we can preview this right now by having these messages sent straight to our own Facebook Messenger so we can test them as we go. So it might make it a bit easier if I just show you this as I'm doing it, okay? So let me just preview, and then, right, so pardon all of the multiple windows. But here is this Facebook page, and it's sending this message. I've sent it a few times before. So that's what it looks like with nothing else, right? So I can type and whatever, but nobody's checking the other end of this. So this message, it actually says it doesn't get received. So obviously you need to be able to continue the conversation. So here I'm going to add a quick reply, and I'm going to say, yes, I do. And then I'm going to add an emoji just to make it a little bit more, look friendly looking. Done, especially because this is like women's clothing, so you should sort of be a bit more personable. Now I can just preview this. Whoops. So then these buttons have to do something. So in this case, I'm going to go to send another message here. So I'm going to say, great, we only have a very few left for today. I'm just getting yours now. And that's fine. And then I'll just put another warning in here or another like call to action. The coupon code will expire immediately, or actually no, let's say today. So make sure you redeem it immediately. Again, just to make sure that they actually use this coupon when they get it, because you want them to get the message, react to it, click the buttons, go through, buy the product, and you want them to do that all in a very short period of time. Because if you let them, let it drag out and they come back to it the next day or something, they're just not as likely to do it. And you want to be able to get those sales reliably in a short period of time. So it's good to put more urgency into these messages. And then here, scroll down if I can find my you know what, I was going to try and find some exclamation marks, but don't worry about it. So let's go redeem it immediately, right? So I'm just going to preview this again to show you that you can see this changing in real time. Cool, so we've got the yes option, and if you click yes, it'll send the next message. Bing. So we've only got a few left for today. I'm just going to use now as it says. So that's nice. So let me just finish this off here. No, I don't. And then again, we need to send a message just to make this seem a little bit more real, right? Because this is just a robot, but it doesn't want to seem like a robot because then they'll get turned off. So we can go here, and I'm going to bring this back up for a second. This does get a little bit confusing, but I do find this flow builder is actually quite intuitive as to how it all works. So if you click this button here, this little magic wand thing, it'll move them all so they look a little bit nicer, right? So now we have a yes button, a no button, and in the no message, so this is if they said they didn't want the code, which again, not many people do, then we'll just say a nice little message like, no worries. Okay, no worries. We'll let you know next time when we have another special offer for you. And that's it. Okie dokie. So the next thing we need to do is actually be able to distribute these unique coupon codes to each person who's going through this messaging process. Obviously, we can't just be on Facebook, copying codes into each chat and then sending to the person, because that's not scalable. And we're all about, scalable businesses here. So the service that I use that connects to Manychat, I think it works the best that I've found so far, is Coupon Carrier. Their pricing is like $50 a month for up to 1,000 codes distributed. But they have a 7-day trial, so if you just want to do this for a short period of time, you can probably sneak in and do that without having to pay anything. Otherwise, $50 a month, do it for 1 month, and you can launch multiple keywords, multiple products. I think that's really good value. So use Coupon Carrier, and let me just log in. I might have to blur stuff again. Unfortunately, it's kind of annoying doing this. Right, so when we're in the Coupon Carrier main menu, first we want to go to codes list, and then we want to create a new code list, and then we can call this, this is your test promo 90%. Go manual list and create a manual list, and then import your unique codes. And here we're just going to go into that text file, copy them all, and paste them in just like that. Easy. So we've imported the codes, and it should say codes were added successfully. And then we're going to go to configurations and create a new configuration. And here we want to go down to here where it says Manychat dynamic content template. Click on that. And we'll also call this whatever I called it, test promo 90% off. And leave this as is, and then go, where should we pick codes from? We want to use an existing code list. And then here, we're going to go to the test promo 90% off, and it should say the amount of codes that you just entered are the amount of codes remaining, okay? Leave these blank, and then go save changes. So we can activate this immediately. Remember that if you've just done this, the actual Amazon promotion still isn't activated. And okay, so I couldn't activate configuration because I've already got 2 running at once. So I'm going to leave that off, but you would have just 1 running, and so you would activate that. And then all we need to do is go into that configuration and copy this link. So we'll just copy that. Now go back into Manychat, and here, so we've said, all right, I'm just getting your coupon code now. And I've said something about the urgency, like make sure you use it. And then we go down here to where it says dynamic. So we add this dynamic request, and it'll come up as purple here. And we go in, enter that URL that I just copied, leave it as post, go into body, click add a variable, user ID. Now all that's going to do is grab the Manychat or the Facebook user ID of everybody who clicks on this link, or gets that code rather, and it will save it back in Coupon Carrier. So you can probably leave this step out and it won't matter too much, but you know, make things a little bit nicer and do that and test the request. And in this case it failed because the configuration that I've got, I haven't activated it yet, but once you activate it, it'll be like a 200 and it'll say request okay. And so click save. And so what will happen there is, and actually let me just go and I'm actually going to activate that so I can test it and show you. So I'm going to have to deactivate that one, activate that one, go back to this. I'm going to test it again. All right, so great, it works now. So I'm going to save that. And then just to keep stepping you through this, I'm going to preview again. Okay, so now we've got, yes, I am interested. Great, getting the code, just getting yours now, and boom, it popped up with unique code. So that's fantastic. So this code, now if we go back into Coupon Carrier, we can actually see, it'll say delivered 1 code, and we can actually see, if we go and click on that, that it's that specific code delivered to this, which is my messenger ID, and we can see when it was delivered. So this is great. We can track this in real time, and as you're giving these codes out over time, if you're logged into Coupon Carrier, you'll actually see it popping up, you know, in real time as it's updating. So we can track this and we can manage it really easily using Coupon Carrier. Okay, so it sends a message and then sends them the code. And by the way, guys, if you want to make this like look a little bit more realistic, you can easily do this with typing delays up here, for example. So that just comes up with those 3 dots when it's typing. And again, I'll show you this as an example when I preview it again. And that just makes it look a little bit more natural, because again, guys, the crazy thing about this is, at the moment anyway, is that when you do this, even though it's just this automatic bot, somebody's going to see the notification on their phone or on their computer, and they're going to open it up, and it's going to be like in amongst their messages from friends. And so it really does have a crazy impact at the moment anyway. This may change in like a year's time. So this is why I'm so excited to be getting in on this right now. Anyway, we put the typing delay in for 3 seconds, and then it distributes the code, and then we have to tell them exactly what to do. So let's go, oh sorry, not quick reply. Let's go another text block, and I'll say, what did I say up here? Here's your code. So they've got the code. Just copy it to your clipboard. Click the link below. So I'll add a link, that 2-step storefront URL, I'll add that below. Click the link below to go to Amazon. Add the product to your cart, and then add the coupon code to get 90% off. And again, guys, I'm just winging this as I go. So you can change this and optimize it. And it's 1 AM, by the way, so I'm a little bit tired. But you can change this and optimize it to make it sound a little bit more natural if you want to. And then I will probably just put in another sort of urgency call to action, just to make sure that when they get this message, they click on it and they do it. So Again, the coupon code expires soon. So make sure, you purchase right away. And you can add in some emojis. I don't know what emoji would be appropriate here. This guy. Okay, so we're just missing the URL now. So I'm going to add button. And in this case, I don't want it to send a message. I want it to open website. And I'm going to say buy on Amazon. Because again, you have to make this very, very clear. So again, my message isn't optimized, but just when you read it to yourself, think, could somebody misunderstand this? Could somebody get this wrong? Because you want, almost everybody will click through. You don't want to have people just getting confused and then like not knowing what to do next. So the link should say something like buy on Amazon. And then again, I think I'll go a heart this time. Cool, so buy on Amazon, and then we're going to enter the website address that I saved below. So in this case, I was using the Zon Pages URL, or you could use the long one, the free one, if you generated it using Helium 10 gems. Oh. Okay, and that's it. That is it. Now, and you can have further actions and further messages that come out of this, but you don't need it. If this is at its most basic, this will work. This will get people clicking on your ad, coming in, getting these series of messages, distributing the coupon code, pardon me, and then they were able to go onto Amazon and buy that product. So always, always, always preview and just check and see what it looks like. So I clicked preview. Let me just scoot on over to my messages. Right, so it's popped up again. Hi, are you interested? Yeah, I am. Yes, I do. Sorry, that's a grammatical error there. Should be yes, I am. All right, so great. We've only got a few left. And you'll notice, I don't know if you heard that, there was a 3-second delay between this message and that one. And I'll probably actually add in another delay here. So I'm going to do that right now. Add in delay, and you can move that up. Oh, sorry. Down there. But let me just check this. So yeah, it gave the code, and this is just a sample code because you're testing it. So Coupon Carrier actually knows that if you're doing this live, or if Manychat is doing it live, it will send a different coupon code to each person, so you don't have to worry about that. So here's your code, just copy it to clipboard, get 90% off. All right, so the key thing now, and does the link work? Because again, if you get that wrong, you can give away all of these units and you won't have done any ranking. So let me zoom in and check. And it looks to be working. So we have, again, this is your storefront, your ASIN, and the keyword that we want to rank. So that is good. Cool. Okay, guys. Now we've set up our Manychat bot. Isn't that cool? Well, it wasn't that hard. The only other thing to do, first we go to publish. And here, because this account is actually free, so I can't go through the publishing steps, but the reason why it doesn't work is because of this. That requires Pro, and also, I've saved this, you can't actually copy the JSON with a free account. So the only other thing that you would need to do right now is, when you've upgraded to Pro, go back here to, let me just show you. So we're in widgets, and then it was this growth tool. And then when you get to this page, go to setup, and then if you have a Pro account, then there'll be a bunch of JSON code. So you don't need to understand the code, you just need to be able to copy it. All right, so copy this to your clipboard. And now, let me move back here. All right, so now we've done step 6. That's amazing. So that was actually really quick and simple. You'll really be surprised how much you can do with a Manychat messenger bot. I will be putting more videos out about this as I do more experiments and find more uses for them over time. So if you want to get those videos, then do subscribe to the channel. So that's step 6 done, guys. The second last step now is to set up our Facebook ad campaign. So to set up your Facebook ad campaign, you're going to need a Facebook page for your product or for your brand. You're also going to need your business manager account set up. I'm not going to go through all of that in this video. You'll need to have that done before this. One thing that I will say is there are certain things you need to do if you're just starting now, if you're not experienced with Facebook ads. Be aware of some certain things that can get you banned or at least suspended, and that will really slow everything down. That happened to me before the making of this video. I solved the problem and I made a video about what not to do and how to protect yourself basically from getting your account suspended. So I recommend that you check this out. I'm going to put the link up there, but I'm going to assume now that you've gotten all of that out of the way and you're ready with a business account manager and a Facebook ads account to create this campaign. So let's do that. So we're here, we go into ads manager here, and then we're basically just going to go and create a new campaign. So in this case, because we're driving all of this traffic to our messenger bot, we want this to be consideration, and then scroll down to the bottom where it says messages. So we'll click there and we'll call the campaign, test 90% or test product promo. So the next step will be to set your ad set. I'm just going to call this again test promo and messages. So we want to go click to messenger is correct. Okay. Now audiences, this is something that if you're just starting with your first product, you'll have to use Facebook's audiences. What becomes really powerful later on, and this is why I preach about building a brand and starting with one product and then expanding to 5 to 10 products. As you build up this existing database of customers who've bought from you previously on Amazon, you can actually take that audience of Amazon customers, plug it into Facebook, and get a really accurate audience of who your previous customers are. And so what I will do now normally is I will use that custom audience that I've created from people who've already bought from me. They already know my products. And then when I plug them into here, I can basically do this with people who know the brand and they're just much more receptive to it. If you're just starting, you need to create a new audience completely. This is also quite another in-depth topic, but basically you just need to think about what is your product and who does it really serve? What's the target audience and what's the customer persona? Now, I can tell you that Facebook actually is really good at using broad audiences and using its own algorithms to work out what your audience should be. So a lot of the time you can actually leave this very broad rather than having to really try and hack the system. Just leave it at, in this case, I'm going to go 18 to, what are these, workout pants. So I'll set the audience a little bit younger, say 18 to 40, and women, obviously. And I'm just going to leave it like that. Now you could go further into this. You could probably want English. And, oh, sorry, and of course the country is not Panama. It should be everyone in the United States. Right. So you can go into detailed targeting, looking for Facebook pages, interests, things like that. I'm not going to do that in this example, but you can go down that path if you want to. But again, remember guys, you're giving away stuff for free. So if you get this audience roughly right, it's not that hard to sell free stuff to people. Connection type, leave that. Placements, automatic is fine. Daily budget. Now this will depend. I would recommend setting this not too high to start off with. It also depends whether you want to do this. You can pump this and blast this out in one day, or you can do it spread over 10 days, depending on your budget, depending on your audience size. So I would just leave this at, let's say $10. And what I recommend that you do is when you run these campaigns, you actually are monitoring this and checking. Not with your eyes glued to the screen or anything, but just coming back every hour or every few hours and just seeing what that spend is like, how many coupons have been redeemed, and maybe you need to adjust things, but maybe it just runs really smoothly. For me, I found it running quite smoothly. So I will leave this at $10 for now and just go continue. So here now we're creating the ad, and just make sure that you've got the right Facebook page selected, and then we're gonna do a single image. Now you can feel free to experiment with these. If you have a video, then go for it. If you've got a number of images you wanna use, then do that. I'm just going to keep it simple and use a single image to show you as an example, okay? Now in this case, just make sure that you use the recommended image size, you use the correct ratio so it shows up correctly. And if you're wondering what sort of image to use, well, honestly, it's something that you probably have to test. You could Google good Facebook product images, for example, here, and just have a look, and also check your own Facebook feed, see what ads are popping up for you, and just see what stands out, what works, what doesn't work. But I mean, normally they're actually kind of low key, they just are a nice lifestyle image. In use sort of shots work quite well. It's not really in your face, over the top. It's just kind of showing off the product in a nice, subtle way. Here's another example. There's the product and there's a lifestyle backdrop. Or you can go the other way, and maybe this is an example. And so maybe this is a good example for clothes, is to really just have the clothes and that's it, and keep it very, very simple. You can see some more examples here, but you can have a look depending on what your product is, what the niche is, and see what works for your product. So in my case, in this example, I just went ahead and made something really simple using Canva, which by the way, I recommend if you haven't yet used Canva. I use Photoshop as well, but Canva is nice and quick. So I literally just imported this and then added like a 4.5 star just to reflect what it would look like on Amazon, and the Prime as well. And that just kind of shows that they're going to be buying it on Amazon, and it shows a bit of social proof, and also just drives home that they're not going to some random drop shipping website. It will be Amazon and have Prime shipping. So I'll download that and then go in here and just go upload image. It was this one. Let that load up. And you can see simple, nothing fancy. Okay, and then the last thing is the copy. So I'd already filled this in just with something simple. And you've got the headline here, which is down here, and your news feed link description. So that's this bottom part here. And at the top is the text. So what's important is you just check up. If you scroll across to the right, it says add preview. And obviously Facebook uses, okay, so firstly, it's normally going to be on mobile rather than anything else. And so that's the first one that shows up. It's important to note that because we're normally doing this on our PC, so things will look differently to the end user than what you're seeing. So what you can do is click this little button here, and it will show you different previews and how it looks on different devices, because the text and everything changes as well. So check through that and just make sure you're happy with it. So just make sure that looks good for you. And obviously, again, we want to put in this like urgency. So I've said offer ends today with coupon, limited quantity available. And I also like to put on Amazon. That's important because again, it shows you that it's not just a random dropshipping website. So the text is just something that I whipped up quickly. You can optimize that and adjust it to suit, or use something completely different if you wish, or you can just go ahead and use this as it is. The call to action, there's a bunch of different ones you can use, but I think shop now is the most applicable one. You want to make it clear that when they see the ad, they should be clicking shop now. I actually do get quite a lot. People don't really understand that they need to click that button, and so they'll go click onto the Facebook page and then contact you trying to find out how to access the offer. And that's with shop now. That's something to be aware of, that you might see that happen a little bit. Advanced options, don't worry about the advanced options. Now, messenger setup, this is the key part. This is where we tie it all in together. So just make sure that your ad is good, you're happy with it, it looks good. And then go down to messenger setup. And what we want to do is we want to go to create your own welcome experience and go to custom template. And this is actually, they've updated this really recently, so it looks different to what I'm used to. But you can go to create a new template, and it says visual here, but we want to go to JSON, JSON. Okay, and this is what I wanted to show you before. If we go back to Manychat, this part here, now normally once you've upgraded to your pro account, so you've paid that $10 monthly fee, what you'll see here when you've created the messenger bot will be in this code format. And so all you need to do is copy all of this in here in Manychat, and then click up here at the top, Control A, or just manually select everything and backspace to delete it, and then Control V and copy paste in the Manychat JSON code, okay? So once you've done that, then scroll down here and go finish. Yep. And then just to be absolutely sure that we have everything correct, there are two things that we should probably check. We should click preview in Messenger, and what that will do is send this JSON code exactly the same as when we clicked preview here in Manychat, but we're just doing it through Facebook just to make sure that the code has been copied across correctly. I can't show you that now because I don't have the JSON code, but we can click on that and it will pop up again straight to your Messenger, and just check that the buttons are working, that it's doing the codes correctly, everything should be correct. And then the other thing is to check the ad, what the ad looks like, and also check that the button works as well on the ad. And to do that, you can just click on that button up here and there'll be a bunch of different options to preview the ad in different formats. So when you've done that, just click confirm. So everything is okay, you've created your ad, and in this case, this is a new ad account, so I need to add a payment method, which I'm not going to do, but that's the creation of the ad, guys, that is step 7. Now, what will happen after that is that it will go through a review process. That review process is normally done very quickly. And so, like maybe 20 minutes or an hour or something, you should come back and you'll get an email. It will say that the ad has been approved. And then, guys, you're running your first launch campaign. Now, what you need to do is monitor this, and that's it. So you've launched your ads now. And so then all you have to do is going back to these instructions, we've set up the Facebook ad campaign. And well, actually what will happen is it will automatically turn on. So you go back into your ad manager, and once it changes from in review to active, your ads are turned on. That's step 8 done. And then, guys, this is how you launch. And there we have it. Now you know how to rank your product on Amazon using Facebook ads, using Manychat Messenger bot in a way that is not known by most other sellers, underutilized, and yet incredibly valuable. And again, you will have built this audience that now you can go away in the future, whether you want to hit them up for reviews, whether you want to launch new products, whether you want to rank for more keywords. The possibilities are almost endless with this. And again, it's just super cheap, super effective. And I'm really excited to have shown this to you guys. So if you did enjoy this video, then please give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And once again, guys, if you are looking for more guidance along your Amazon FBA journey, you want to accelerate your Amazon FBA business, then click the first link in the description down below and sign up to my Nomad Accelerator program. All right, guys, that's it for today. I will see you in the next video. Peace.